If the flood waters rise, if the virus spreads, if the bombs go off, these men are ready. 4 Marines who know how to survive. Joel Stevens.
I was actually there on 9/11. I saw how society broke down very quickly.
Mark Puhali.
In the Marine Corps, we're taught to thrive in chaos and operate in a chaotic environment.
Mike Kozaliski.
I have a lot of ground combat experience. Definitely saw a lot of death. You never have your guard down.
And Jimmy Campbell.
You have to understand being self-reliant or you're in trouble.
Their headquarters, Ford Survival Supply. Come crisis or catastrophe. Their technique, improvisation. They know that in an emergency, high tech is high risk. Their mission, using the stuff on hand and a fighting spirit. They teach, then test their clients how to survive. Next,
1, 2.
a prepper family shops for bunkers.
Security's, a concern.
Yeah, you no kidding live out it. This is home.
Yeah, okay.
A full-time woodsman needs serious security.
Come on! Go get him!
A prepper who claims to have a special ability.
And I can talk to animals.
Really?
And a novice in New York who's in for a surprise.
You just break their neck just like this, okay?
Dude, mine's bigger than yours, bro. Let's see that.
Slightly.
At the Ford Survival Store in Colorado, Mark and Mike are about to get a client unlike anyone they've had before. Jeffrey is an expert prepper. Convinced the world is coming to an end, he lives like a nomad.
Gear is perishable, and skills are something that you have forever. And so the less you travel with, and the lighter and faster you can travel, the farther you can go.
He's hiring the Forge team to design a mobile security plan that will keep him safe no matter where he's camped.
Just came in, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my truck and get your guys' opinion on it. A couple things I want to do to it, and someone recommended to me that maybe you guys could help me out with that.
Sure. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time in the mountains. I live in the mountains.
weekends? I mean, you're camping?
No, I live out there all year round.
Really?
Yeah, and
So you live outside 365 days out of the year.
yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years out of the truck, a couple years before with the backpack.
Why?
I think the current situation, we're facing, and times are a little unstable, and so I just thought, to be fully prepared, you have to live it.
People bother you? Are you worried about anybody coming into your camp or stealing your gear?
We've had a couple incidents that questionable characters have passed around close to us.
Is that 1s and 2s, 4s and 5s? How big is the...
We have seen a pack of 3 or 4 people that seem to be a little curious about us.
Have they been aggressive towards you at all, ever?
One time we had a group of guys that didn't want us in that area.
What about your car? Does it have any means to defend itself on there?
No, and that's something I want to talk to you guys about.
Well, let's go take a look at it.
Yeah.
Your dog out there?
Yeah, she is.
What's her name?
Kai?
Jeffrey's first priority is his truck.
So we're looking for increasing your security, possible weapons, storage, to be able to do more with what you have.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I have nights where I sleep inside the truck.
Hey.
Filing cabinets?
They are, yeah.
Nice.
You're working out of controlled environment. You have only what you have.
Exactly.
And what right here is most important.
Yeah.
And we can build upon what you already have.
Great.
Have you done anything at your campsite to make it more secure?
The best thing I got as far as security or any kind of, early detection system is that dog.
I think we need to take a look at your campsite. We need to look at where you're at on the ground.
Okay.
And,
We get a meeting together with Jimmy and Joel. We can talk about it.
yeah, pick our buddy's brains, too.
Okay.
I like Jeff. I think he really understands what it means to live outside. He walks the walk where a lot of people don't.
The Forge team gathers to address Jeffrey's security needs.
he came in specifically worried about security. Security for his vehicle and for his campsite.
Wait, if he's mobile, isn't his vehicle his campsite?
He'll get in his vehicle and he'll move from 10, 15 miles at a time and then camp, fish, eat, live, and then he goes down and works odd jobs, and whenever he needs gas money, and he comes back up.
He's worried if it hits the fan, how's he gonna defend himself?
Right.
We came up with some things for the car. One, weaponize it.
Weaponizing a vehicle.
Yes, weaponizing the vehicle.
We don't make tanks, bro.
Or I'm not making a tank. I'm putting a couple guns on.
Wait, how are you gonna get a couple guns on it?
It's about time we try it. You guys
Wait,
give me
wait.
crap all the time about trying to set something like this up, so let me do it.
Okay.
Okay.
They keep the plan simple so Jeffrey can use what he has on hand.
You guys have two categories here. You have car and camp. What's the camp for?
That's where we want to see about sending you two out there. Go check this out and see what you can see.
Jimmy and I have to come up with a gear list. We need stuff for tripwires, camo
Noise.
netting, noise, maybe some tools to do some work on his campsite. And
What he's got to work with.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Jimmy and I will go look at the camp, and then we'll reconvene and we can test some of the
Weapons.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this thing backfire and just send a round right through your face.
That's not gonna happen.
I can't wait.
Before they begin working with Jeffrey, another prepper, Liana, a mother of 7, arrives.
I am concerned that there's climate change. The problem is we're having higher heat, less water, and when this happens, then crops aren't gonna grow. And when crops don't grow, you don't have food. And when people don't have food, people panic.
Liana has hired the Forge team to help her assess her options for buying a bunker to protect her family.
I'm looking at maybe doing some sort of a bunker for my home. We have tornadoes in our area. I have lots of children, and I want something to keep them safe.
Sort of like a doomsday type bunker.
Yes,
Leanna, tell me, what is your vision of what you would like to have?
I need a place for them to sleep, a place for me to cook, and because it's a big family, it can't just be a single cooktop. I need a place to store all the food that we need to eat, and hopefully maybe a separate room so people can get away.
Mike's experience with bunkers tells him that Liana's request is unrealistic.
Well, I'll tell you, what you're looking to put your family in is going to be more difficult than you've ever thought of. The reality of it is you're going to be claustrophobic. You're going to have sleep deprivation. You're going to lose track of time. No situational awareness. There's going to be no separate room. What happens when one of them gets sick with diarrhea? It's going to spread to everyone else, and everyone's going to be sick.
That's gonna stink too.
I'm serious about this. This is the way it's really going to be.
I am too. But you're painting a doom and gloom scenario, and I think she's talking about,
All right, well, you know what's going to settle it? Are you by yourself today?
No, I have some of my children with
How many
me.
did you bring?
I have 5 of them with
Oh,
me.
5, excellent. Why don't we go to the little setup that we have that might be able to prove the reality of what this is going to be.
do a little simulation.
How much time do you have?
I've got the whole day.
Great.
The team takes her to a bunker they've outfitted to show her what life with her children in the bunker would be like.
Look at that. I love that. The oldest takes charge, gets them out, you're just supervising.
The Forge team strives to give the best advice to their clients, not just to sell products.
Before I open this, I want to know, what do you think you're going to see when I open this?
A little mini house.
Okay,
Things for storage usage.
let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh,
It's a college dorm.
Home sweet home.
You've got a light, a fan, so a little bit of electricity, some places to sit. Now, you talked about having a privacy area. There it is. Also doubles as the bathroom.
And this would be a great temporary situation for tornadoes, which is what you're kind of worried about. But long-term situation, living in one of these shipping containers.
It's going to be very tight, and that's really what we're trying to show here. You're going to be stepping on one another. You're going to be sleeping on top of one another. It's going to be a realistic approach of what it would be like should you put the money and the time into burying a container or having something built below ground. Okay. So you guys have everything? Good accountability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
can you
6.
ask how long we're going to be in here?
7.
How long are we gonna be in here?
We'll have to see, little man. Bye-bye. They have no idea what they're in for.
Good luck.
Some of the things you need to be prepared for in order to survive is, number 1, have a good mental state. All right, it has to come from right here before anything else can happen.
Elijah, you want your teddy bear?
They're all sitting nice and neat, but that ain't gonna last for long.
Give me another 30 minutes.
They're gonna come out, get me out of here, get me out of here.
You can go ahead and open yours. I have a feeling I should keep my flashlight attached to my belt.
After 2 hours, the family still appears calm.
So what do you think?
I think they're a little tougher than we think.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's good. Stand by.
The power's going out. Where's your flashlight, Elijah?
Go get your flashlight.
Ah, there's the red one.
Just want to see how you're doing in there.
We know we have a problem with the power.
We're working on it, and just to make sure y'all are okay.
Yeah, it's getting hot in here, and luckily we have some light sources.
So they've been sitting here quite a while. What do you think we could do to kind of spice them up a little bit?
Two, three, 4, 5.
Liana hired Joel and Mike to consult on sheltering her family in a crisis. They set her up in a bunker, and now they're about to tweak the experiment.
So they've been sitting here quite a while. What do you think we could do to kind of spice them up a little bit?
Tornado outside. That's what happened.
Nothing like a little bit of chaos.
Mike and Joel are adding stress to simulate the chaos the family could feel in a true catastrophe.
Stand by.
That was all them. You okay?
Is everything okay in there?
The babies are upset.
All right, we think that was an earthquake.
You want to get out?
It's this scary. I am never going
In a bunker again.
No. Get out.
Say again.
With Elijah.
Some surprises.
Get out.
Elijah wants out. Okay.
After the added chaos, the young children appear to have reached their limit, which is what Mike predicted.
Whoa.
All right, guys, come on out.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
All right, we'll work on you. You really exceeded our expectations going in. We bet about 20, 30 minutes. You lasted a lot longer than that.
So you guys are true survivors.
Oh, it was easy to keep them entertained at the beginning, but everybody got hungry, and the lights flickering was fun at first, and then not so fun.
Right.
And
Okay.
boy, the heat was unbearable.
Yeah.
What was the thing that scared you the most?
The light flickering, the part when it tipped, and all of it.
You did great, though. You did great.
The bunker test led Liana to reconsider her options for protecting her family. The team will now work on a more suitable solution.
Well, I think what this goes to prove is this is really not the solution because it's too small, it doesn't have the personal space that the mom needs, and doesn't have the stove.
Maybe next time we can come to your guys' house and take a look at what you guys are doing to prepare and help you guys out from there.
Okay.
All right.
Liana leaves, having learned that life in a bunker is not what she anticipated. But Joel and Mike know they are, at heart, survivors.
See ya.
Goes the zombie squad.
Huh. I love it, protected by U.S. Marines.
The team's next challenge, finding a way to provide Jeffrey with security. Because he lives out of his truck and off the land, they need to keep him mobile.
You hear about people living off the land, living in the woods, and he does it almost every day.
You're gonna go with Joel and Jimmy and check out the campsite and see what kind of security.
Jimmy and Joel drive with Jeffrey to his campsite. It's deep in the Rockies and hard to find.
If you have an emergency out here, there's no 911, there's no help, no nothing.
The guys are impressed with Jeffrey's ability to live off the grid, but they're concerned about his security, both now and in a post-apocalyptic scenario.
So is your dog out looking for game right now?
Always. The hunt never ends. And,
Wow. Did you put this out by yourself?
Yeah.
This is awesome. Wow.
Store my gear in here, do most of my cooking in here, and if the weather really kicks up,
Wow, that's sweet.
I'll stay in there.
Oh, wow, you got tons of...
Yeah, it works really nice. You can very comfortably fit through in here.
This thing's pretty amazing.
This is amazing.
You know, I don't think I've ever been in a real teepee before.
It's, you know, obviously ancient design used in all parts of the world. Portable, it's lightweight, it's very efficient on heat and space, and you can keep it really warm in there with a very small fire.
So this is easily take up, take down, set up somewhere else if you move on?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
It's hard to beat something that was designed over a period of thousands of years.
Right.
For his weaponry, Jeffrey also relies on an age-old technology.
The slingshot?
Yeah. This is your weapon of choice. If you just keep an extra set of bands on you, you can use this possibly indefinitely and for any size game you can think of.
Show us how it works.
All right.
I want to see this thing rip.
Hardcore preppers like Jeffrey don't want to rely on bullets that may become scarce if the end comes.
And a carbon fiber arrow with a broadhead. The arrow goes in the pocket, pretty much, usually with the odd fletch up. It's technique. Just like a bow, you want your regular anchor point.
Nice.
Mike and Mark have an unusual challenge. How do you keep a man who lives out of his truck secure in a post-apocalyptic world?
And we'll see what we can put together.
The hardest thing about getting the guns mounted was just finding a mount that was going to fit, and then thinking outside the box a little bit.
I think we should be able to mount the shotgun on here.
Is it going to fit? Let me grab it real quick.
Mike and Mark chose a 12-gauge shotgun as the preferred weapon to attempt to mount on Jeffrey's Jeep.
Maybe we've got some plastic or some type of rubber matting to keep that weapon from getting scratched. What I like about this is all this is commonly found at a hardware store. We're not customizing or buying this from anybody else. And then he'll be able to fix it or use this for other things if he needs to, if he's not engaged in a fight.
Well, no, you should just be able to detach this quick.
Yeah. Let's see how that rests in there. Oh, that's a lot better. It looks like at least we're reasonably straight, yeah. We actually went to that extra level with Jeff because he's a real good prepper. He lives out of his vehicle. So we want to make sure to take it to something that he wasn't expecting.
Let's try to get it centered, though. Got it?
Yeah. What's going to be most important is that the weapon is directly forward, so as he's turning, he knows he can accurately put his fire.
This is an accurate fire. With what we have, I think we're good. Crank it down.
I'd say I was a little bit of a doubter that we could actually get those weapons to stay on there.
And once we got it rigged on there, we were good to go.
Mike's also careful to use simple items in building Jeff's gun mount because he believes simplicity will work best in a post-apocalyptic world.
It's looking awesome. Yeah, it's looking real sharp. And I think Jimmy C will be eating crow when he sees this. This is nothing like he could even envision. The way it's mounted and the stability for the recoil, you could almost put any type of weapon on this.
Absolutely.
To fire the gun from inside the truck's cabin, Mark and Mike have come up with a low-tech solution.
Yeah, just a simple bike brake.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to mount?
Yep.
Test fire. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's good. Yeah.
Took us a little creative thinking, but we got it done.
That's great. Now we'll take a saw to this PVC and we'll have it just long enough that it'll set right inside the window and he can use it as he needs.
They put the finishing touches on Jeffrey's vehicle before heading out to the campsite.
Sure. All right.
I think it'll work. I think we're set.
All right, let's roll, Cos. You're gonna be excited about this.
Oh yeah, I think old Jimmy C is gonna be awestruck.
Back at camp, Joel and Jimmy are making some alterations of their own. Deep in the Rockies, Joel and Jimmy assess how to keep Jeffrey's campsite safe from intruders.
What we'll do is we'll kind of walk around here, recon the area, come up with some methods and techniques for you to provide you extra security.
For someone to live in the forest, especially in the mountains year-round, it is definitely unusual.
Campsite's awesome. TP's amazing. Biggest concern is security.
Jeff, one of the first things I noticed is you're off the road, you're kind of hidden, away from people's view. But, once you get in here, you don't really have a good egress route. And you got this huge teepee that's not really transportable. You got to leave in a moment's notice. People are coming into your campsite, they're raiding your supplies. You have no way to get your truck out.
Joel and Jimmy use materials that are cheap and easy to find. Simple solutions are better for most preppers.
Jimmy, I think this would be the best line of egress right here. It's kind of that natural curve out.
We'd have to funnel everybody coming in from these areas back here, create a distraction or disturbance so he can egress this way, get to the vehicle and get out.
After scoping out Jeffrey's campsite, it's pretty clear what he needs: perimeter security. obstacles, and a good way to make an exit.
Fishing line to create the tripwire.
Got some steel wool that we can hook up to jumper cables and start some fire with.
Soda cans on fishing wire make for a low-tech but effective early warning system. The team is clearing a path through the woods so Jeffrey can escape if he's attacked. To do so, they must remove some damaged trees.
Hey man, you're a tough guy. You wanna take a couple whacks at this?
Two hits, baby, 2 hits. That's an egress route.
They gather up the dead trees to use as obstacles for further protection.
How about we plant it right here, wedge it right up against this tree.
They place the logs so that any potential attacker would be guided into a kill zone. Next, they construct a low-tech early warning system on the perimeter of Jeffrey's camp.
We really have to set up the operation listening post. We're gonna use tripwires, we're gonna use cans, we're gonna use something to make noise. For the noise and the disturbance piece, we're gonna take fishing wire, soda cans, some pebbles, just to make some noises. The clank, clank, clank of a soda can is enough, but we're not gonna put them all next to each other because people can see that. Simple fishing wire, run it through the loop. You're gonna bury them, keep them low to the ground. Again, you don't want people to see them coming, but as they trip over it or something happens, you can hear the jangle. I'm gonna go set these up and then you guys are gonna work on the tripwires.
Tripwires, correct.
Okay.
What does noise mean? 2 trees right here, this looks good. We're gonna take simple paracord, cheap, easy to find, and we're gonna lace this around different trees, all around your perimeter. Why don't you stand up and see how tall that is to your shins? Maybe a little bit too high, what do you think?
I find this, I see your gear, I come through, don't want to go through that brush, don't want to deal with this nonsense that we created over here. All of a sudden, I come in, bad guy.
While Jimmy and Joel secure Jeffrey's campsite, Mike and Mark pull up in his pimped-up ride.
Let's set these guys up.
Yep, let's show them.
What's up?
Wow.
Vehicle Ford style.
Check this out, man.
All right, Jeff, so we got your weapons.
Yeah.
We got your shotgun.
A little easier to get to now.
Made a little rig with just some simple pipe, galvanized steel. And we found some little kid's BMX bike and stole his brake from him.
Okay.
For your trigger.
Once you give it a little pull.
Mike's idea to use a bike brake to pull the trigger on the mounted shotgun wins points for being clever, but will it work?
Yeah, I think it had to go all the way back. Cool, huh?
Yeah.
And when you have, also, we found, you
Look at
said
that.
you wanted to be able to redistribute your load you're carrying in case you need to rack out inside your vehicle. So we found this rack.
Wow.
What we did is we mounted a light, and we've also got a small caliber rifle on there.
Yep.
And swivels.
That's awesome.
All right.
That is awesome.
Why don't you jump in and see how it fits you?
Yeah, brother.
There you go.
Boy, that's pretty neat, man.
Oh my God,
I like that
well,
light too. That's handy.
All right.
Yeah, it'll get me on target. Absolutely.
I stand corrected. We'll put some rounds down range.
Oh, you know it.
Jimmy C was thinking that Mike and I could not get the guns mounted to Jeff's vehicle, and we pulled it off. You know, took some little creative thinking, but we got it done.
A live-fire gun test has its risks. The shotgun's first round will be fired by the client.
Get some!
Over here. Come on, they're coming for you. Come on. There you go, get it. Come on. Get it. Let's go. Hurry, take him down.
Mike and Mark have put together an ingenious weapon system for Jeffrey's truck. Now, it's time to test it for real.
Rack it back. There you go. Okay, take it off safe. All right, let's go. Get him. Kill it! Come on! Put him down! Come on! Hurry! Come on, they want your stuff!
Once Jeffrey is familiar with the mounted gun, he is extremely accurate.
Get him! Come on! Get him! There you go! Get him! Come on! Get him!
The top mount works perfectly. Mike hopes the hood mount will work equally as well.
I think Jeff walks away with a little bit more clarity about what he needs to really be safe. Because when it all goes down, other people are going to come out for his stuff.
The skills that I learned from those guys today are just priceless. Never fired a mounted weapon off a vehicle, and that was great. I wasn't really sure how that would work out.
Well, they didn't think it was going to work.
That one.
Hey, stay corrected.
The next day at Forge headquarters, a new customer, Lloyd Neal, arrives. Lloyd is a former staff sergeant who was wounded in battle. A Native American, his spiritual experiences have led him to believe that there are dark times ahead.
The end of times come, or not if, when. There's gonna be total anarchy. There's gonna be a lot of killing and a lot of stealing going on. And I'll be damned if my Yukon and my 30 people are not gonna survive.
Lloyd is the leader of a group of 30 and wants to be prepared for what he anticipates will come.
Who's that?
This is Yukon.
Yukon, oh man, I love dogs.
Oh,
he's pretty. Blue eyes too. You're obviously Native American. What?
yes, I am. I am Blackfoot, Chickamauga, and Cherokee.
Blackfoot, very interesting. Based out of Montana, right? That's really where the headquarters is.
I have a family of 30 people.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a big leader and advisor.
Oh, I try to be. The questions that we're running into is, what do we do if something does happen?
Like what?
And where we can't function in this society in the same way that we do now.
What's going to be the event or events?
Worldwide power outage, like refrigerators would then spoil with all their food because there is no power. Generators that people are running hospitals off of, they're going to run out of fuel. People are going to make it as far as they can on one tank of gas, and then what? Then they're going to have to get out and walk.
The Western creature comforts that we become accustomed to, you think are going to go away. The power is going to go down, everything's going to shut down.
Correct.
Lloyd already has a safe place to take his group, but he needs to secure clean water.
It's going to be a big problem because we're not going to have water. We're going to run into the problem of, is it contaminated? If there was dead animals, there's a biohazard there. You know, it's being able to filter through all that because you're still going to need water.
For a prepper, more important than bullets, security, or even food is water.
So we're going to teach you how to make an improvised water filtration device.
Okay.
So I want you to pack the bottom with a good handful of cotton balls.
Okay.
And then a couple handfuls of sand you're going to put on top of that. Next, charcoal from your fire
that you built.
We can get charcoal from our branches and things like that.
Just your regular fire source.
And then we're going to put our bigger rocks on top.
Mark shows Lloyd the simplest way to purify water with materials that may be more widely available.
Lloyd, what do you think?
I think this is going to be interesting.
Interesting, right? In 5 minutes or less, an improvised water filtration device. And we have some water, and I'm just going to pour this in.
To kill off additional pathogens requires more steps.
You still have some other things you can use to kill off those pathogens. Iodine, purification tabs. It's going to take some time, so we're going to come back.
Okay.
Do you have some spiritual guidance?
Well, yes, I'm a holy person for the Blackfoot tribe, and I talk to animals.
Really?
Yes.
What do some of the animals tell you about? Do they tell you about bad times coming, weather?
They show it everywhere with the animals coming down from the mountains. There's something going on because they're pushing further into cities when they used to push further in the mountains. How you doing, buddy? I asked him, how is your heart doing today? And his heart is happy. He's very happy.
What does Yukon say when you're talking about things possibly in the future?
You know that the times to come are going to be hard. There's too much anger going around. People want to be in charge way too much. Anger is going to lead everybody into chaos. We talk about if times do fall, how do we step up all together? And we need to listen to our four-leggeds.
Yeah, but does he think everybody's gonna head in the right direction?
No, no.
Yeah, what does Yukon say when you're talking about you leading your tribe up into the mountains?
It's time to start. It's time to live, because if we don't stand up and do this, we're not gonna live.
What really makes Lloyd unique is that his oneness with nature, and I think that goes back to his proud Blackfoot roots, and that's not something you commonly see in someone who's preparing.
Let's get a closer look at the water.
Okay.
Looks pretty good, right? Let's just put it in this clear bottle.
Oh, wow. So is this good to drink now, or is...
Whoa, hold on. What did we talk about?
Iodine tablet. So we're not ready to drink quite yet.
Not yet, but you're close. Yes.
Along with the water purification advice, the Forge team sells Lloyd bug-out bags for him and his dog.
Yukon.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Good boy.
Sure.
Bug out wolf dog. Call us anytime.
I sure will. Thank you very much.
All right. What Lloyd told me that struck me the most is his concern about his leadership. And I think him just thinking about that, that's one of the qualities of a good leader.
Forge has clients all over the country, including New York City. The team has traveled there to help a novice who wants to defend her apartment if society breaks down.
This is the house I was telling you about. Just to orient you, Lex's apartment is right above the first floor.
Okay.
She's got red and green plants hanging in the window.
Potentially, there could be a threat laterally, vertically,
Yep.
and windows from the street because she's low.
She is in a very precarious spot.
So she wants to bug in as long as possible.
As long as she has water, she wants to be able to bug in.
We need to get medieval on some stuff.
Bring it on. You're not coming in my house. It's not gonna happen for you. So come try.
Lexi believes that the world as we know it will collapse in a few months. She hires the team at Forge to help her prepare her apartment for the coming catastrophe.
Hey, Lex, how you doing?
Basically, in a nutshell, in my opinion, the New World Order is a group of global bankers who want to create a one-world government, and in order to do that, they need to destroy every sovereign nation, wreck it, and then control it. I don't want to be wrecked and controlled. I like my life the way it is.
Lexi is determined to do everything she can to be prepared.
In order to prevent my whole way of life from being destroyed, I need to prepare myself to fight it.
With survival and preparation, you need to be fit, you need to be mean, and you need to be smart, okay? I think you look pretty fit, but we're gonna talk about the mean part and the smart part. You're gonna bug in for a while, right? Okay, so we need to get mean. You wanna get in the mind of your enemy, your adversary, okay?
Lexi's in for a rude awakening. Some of the advice the Forge team offers will shock her.
No.
Despite its hazards, Lexi wants to stay in her Manhattan apartment in a catastrophe, but she doesn't know how to do it safely. She's hired the Forge team to show her how.
This apartment is probably one of the worst places you want to be because of the landing, the fire escape, the roof.
Mentally, she's preparing, but she does have room for improvement.
The team has a big challenge, finding a way to make Lexi's home defensible, all while using simple, easy-to-find items. The team's first stop in readying Lexi's apartment for a bug-in is a hardware store.
It's more than just for your weekend projects. There is more equipment here than most people recognize for survival. Hatchet can be used as a fighting tool, also a cutting tool. You can never have enough hand tools. You're not going to have power is what you're going to assume. You don't want to be dependent on creature comforts. Batteries, electricity, there's no need for that. Now we've got a lot of different sizes of nails. You put them into a board, you can put them into a bat. Chicken wire, it's going to be a good obstacle.
With their supplies in hand, the team is ready to get started.
What we came up with is your neighbors can get in right through this window.
Yes.
They can get in through your fire escape. They can come down on your fire escape, up from your fire escape, okay? They can come in through your front door. So we need to get mean on people who want to come in and try to get you.
Okay.
We're gonna booby trap your place. We're gonna put some chicken wire outside your windows in case someone tries to throw rocks to break them and then get in. We're gonna stop someone. If they get in through your window, we're gonna have something waiting for them.
And we're gonna make your place a lot more defensible with obstacles.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get
All right.
started. Thank you.
Hand it to me when I get outside.
Okay.
I want you to staple this wire in around the perimeter of the window. A little higher. Wedge that in there. I got you. All right.
Excellent.
With this wire,
If
people
you do,
try to throw rocks or try to break your windows,
throw glass bottles
glass
anyway,
bottles,
try to.
Molotov cocktails, you're not gonna get your windows broken.
This is definitely good stuff.
All right, so you see that?
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go black out your place. We got you some trash bags and just some basic
Black tape.
Okay. Noise, if you're banging around up here and there's people on the street at night, if you're making a bunch of noise, what do you think is gonna happen?
They're gonna come up and see what's going on.
Right, they're gonna investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there food up there? Is there gear up there that I might need?
Right.
Okay, so you wanna stay stealthful. You wanna get in the mind of your adversary. Once we get it all blacked out, you wanna check and make sure it is in fact blacked out.
Okay.
If there's any gaps, you wanna make sure you fix those.
Okay, so I'm almost finished with the taping.
This looks good.
Okay. Looks pretty sealed.
All right, let's do the light test and see where we're at.
All right.
All right, so what do we have, Lex?
Okay, so we have a little bit of light coming through. We definitely want to close that up.
If light gets in, then light from Lexi's apartment will also leak out, revealing her location.
You can see how someone looking in, even though it's minor, some light could get through.
Yes.
Attention to detail is the difference between life and death.
What we like to say in the military is you're constantly improving your position, constantly improving the Lex Fortress. You blacked out the room well. You got chicken wire up to stop bottles, rocks. Now remember what I said about someone trying to come into this room? Where's your likely point of entry?
This room is this window right here. There's a landing and it's accessible by other apartments in the building.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think Mike would agree too.
Absolutely.
We made something for you.
Wow, that's serious.
We made you one, but you would probably make a few more.
Who tries to come in is gonna get us a little surprise.
That looks effective.
Yeah, that looks good.
You don't need to have it out all the time. This is slid between the refrigerator and the wall. Doesn't take up much space.
For the next step in turning Lexi into a badass, Mike is in charge.
Just break their neck just like this.
Lexi's home is being fortified for a bug-in. The next step for the team is to add some exterior defenses.
What are some things you could even put on the roof on the outside of the window? What about breaking some glass bottles out there? Cans, any early warning things you could have? Stuff you have at your disposal.
Anything just to make noise so I would hear some.
Exactly.
Mark shows Lexi how to use scavenged items to build her security.
There it is. Perfect. Perfect. You know what's great about razor wire?
What's that?
If you saw this around your windows or in your fire escape, what would you think?
I would think that that person is prepared and I might want to find an easier target.
Right. You want me to look up there and say, fortress.
Yeah.
What's behind that razor wire?
Right.
Whoever's in there, they have their together.
Yeah.
That's what you want to be thinking constantly.
Okay.
Okay? All right, watch, Lex. We don't want to get cut with this.
All right, let me get out of the way, then you can come on out.
Would you want to go through this?
I wouldn't even try.
This isn't even that much. You have a lot more wire up on the roof that you can get and use. There's no way someone's going to want to come up here.
No.
If someone's trying to come down, if you razor wire this, so how's that look?
It looks menacing.
That looks great.
Yeah, it does.
The barbed wire protects Lexi's apartment from above. To protect her from intruders from below, they demonstrate another tactic.
I'm going to hold the ladder. Mike's going to hold the grease.
Okay.
I want you to grease it up as high as you can.
Because obstructing fire escapes violates fire code, the barbed wire and grease are only temporary measures.
Anybody touches that, they're gonna slip or they're not gonna expect this.
Yeah, you can't grab that.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Like
I
ice
like
in a
it.
cake.
Try to grab that. Try to get a good grip on there.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's not gonna work.
That's exactly what we want.
There you go.
Yes.
All right.
And it's also
Ready?
war paint.
For the next step in preparing Lexi, Mike brings in Jimmy Campbell.
All right, man, we're back with all the stuff we need for Lex.
She's really well prepared. But
Yeah, I think we're gonna take her to the next level. This right here is gonna be what really is gonna make the difference today. We're gonna get her attention in a big way. Lex is a vegetarian, and that's gonna be a problem, especially in a survival situation, because you're gonna eat what's given to you, what you're able to take or you're able to get. And so if that means she's gonna have to eat meat, she's gonna have to go back to eating meat, otherwise she's gonna starve to death. And that's the bottom line.
Brought a little treat for you today.
Okay.
We are going to catch a pigeon. We're gonna set the trap up. Hopefully we get a pigeon. We're gonna show you how to take the feathers off, take the wings off, cook it, and eat it.
No.
Well, if we catch it,
Yeah.
we gotta catch it first.
Oh my
So we have
God.
pigeons, we saw them yesterday.
I'll try my best.
This is life or death.
Yeah,
There is
it's
no
not
best,
fun.
you just do.
Because like we discussed, you've got to rehearse it. You
Yeah.
don't want to see if you can do it when the really hit the fan. Because you are not going to be thinking clearly, it's got to be immediate reaction.
You might be the only person on a 5-block radius that has meat. Bartering tool too.
Yeah.
Neighborhood cook. Look at you.
Put some jerk sauce on it.
You got it. Covers everything up.
Okay. We're up on the roof.
Where do you think would be a good place to put it?
Well, I guess you would say probably by the water, right?
You also want to look for feathers, droppings, things like that. That's where they've been before.
Let's look at how the trap works.
Simply going to line the bottom with bird seed. Bird go in, bird eat food, bird's trapped, unlock, take care of business. And you eat.
This is going to be a test of how strongly you really believe you're prepared to be a prepper.
Been a vegetarian for over 20 years, so it's gonna be tough. I've never had to do anything like this before, so I'm just gonna try. That's all I can really do.
Are you a badass? Can you take care of yourself?
I can take care of myself.
Nothing more dangerous than a woman who believes that too.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, pigeons. They came. We got 2.
Great. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Great.
Let's get down here and grab one.
You ready for this?
I'm ready to try to do this right now.
Okay.
Again, don't think about it as you're hurting an innocent bird or anything like that. You are starving and you need to eat something. You've resorted to this. It's all you've got left. Here's what you do. You get them.
I got the cage.
Okay. All right, now what's gonna happen? You just break their neck just like this, okay? It's all right.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's
It's
okay.
all right.
It happens. And just keep twisting the wings.
Twisting the wings. She comes right off.
Right off. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Good Lord.
Good. Now listen. This is the easiest part. This is the easiest part of the whole thing. The meat's already coming out. Now watch. So, dig your thumbs in. Follow Mike. Dig your thumbs in.
Yo, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I can do that.
You got it. You got
I
it.
don't
It's gonna take some practice.
It hurt me. I mean, I love animals. Sorry. I mean, like, I love animals. I didn't want to see that. I didn't think I was going to care that much. It's a freaking pigeon. But I cared a lot. Like, the guy looked at me in the eyes, and then we snapped his neck. That was...
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I know this is tough. I understand. But this is the only thing you have to eat.
God, I don't really think I can.
You don't think you can?
No, I really don't. I really don't think I can do it.
Her reaction to this was kind of what I expected. I could tell she was apprehensive once she found out that we actually had found the birds in here and that they were captured. And for her to see it was really going to happen, I think this is exactly what we try to teach. So this little bird didn't die in vain. He's teaching her and training her. And we have to rehearse these things because when the shit hits the fan, you actually have to be able to execute, not just plan anymore.
Let's get downstairs and let's get this thing cooked.
Okay.
Hey, guess who's taking the first bite?
I am. Just give me a little piece, please.
Okay.
You're gonna put some hot sauce on it?
Yes.
All right, knock it out, sister.
All right. This is 22 years of vegetarianism down the drain.
Okay.
All right, guys, here I go.
Good for you.
Victory!
Yeah. How's it taste? Can you get over it?
Kind of tastes like chicken.